a waveform, particularly a signal or a function of a signal into alternate representation, mainly they are characterized by yung partitions na yun by sine and cosine. Ibig sabihin, pag sinabing Fourier transform, tinatransform mo yung isang signal or yung isang waveform or isang function dun sa kanyang mga component or alternate representation. Okay? So, sa analogy, parang gagawin mo, for example, binigyan ka ng isang waveform or isang signal. So, ang gagawin mo, meron kang output signal. So, ang ginagawa sa Fourier transform is hinahanap mo yung process kung paano nabuo yung output signal na yon. O hinahanap mo ano ba yung mga component ng signal na yon. So parang ganito lang, may pagkain ka, okay, may pagkain ka. Yan ang gagawin mo sa pagkain is hahanapin mo yung recipe or yung process paano nabuo yung pagkain. So ganoon sa Fourier transform. Yung isang signal, okay, tinatransform mo dun sa process or sa component kung paano siya nabuo. That is Fourier transform. Okay, yung theorem niya, okay, so Fourier transform theorem is given by the Fourier transform of a certain function, okay, is equal to 1 over square root of 2 pi multiplied by integral with limits from negative infinity to positive infinity of f of t or yung function ng signal multiplied by e raised to negative j omega t dt. Okay. Dito, kung makapapansin yung theorem, we are transforming yung function ng time, ito, function of time, into function of, omega. Omega, alam naman natin sa signal, okay, is omega is equal to 2 pi f. Ibig sabihin, we are transforming a time function into a function ng frequency. That is Fourier transform. So, ito yung kanyang theorem. So, paano nga ba siya ginagamit or paano siya sinusolve or paano natin gina-transform yung signal? For example, meron tayo ito. Example, determine the Fourier transform of the following signals. First, we have f of t is equal to e raised to negative at, for a is greater than 0. So, paano nga ba to? So, using yung ating theorem, okay, so kung tatandaan nyo, nag-advanced engineering mathematics kayo, nag-Laplace transform kayo, tama. So, para lang din itong Laplace transform. Pero, syempre, iba yung kanyang theorem. So, first, okay, may given time function ng time or given signal, e raised to negative at. Ano daw yung kanyang Fourier transform? So, let's transform this signal. So, according to theorem, okay, yung Fourier transform is equal to 1 over square root of 2 pi from negative infinity to positive infinity f of t multiplied by e raised to negative j omega t dt. So ano ba yung j omega na to? Ibig sabihin ng j omega, we are talking about complex analysis or we are talking about complex signal. Okay? So J signifies an imaginary number. Okay? So we're talking about here complex analysis ng signal. Okay, so ano yung f of t? So substitute lang siya natin. Substitute lang natin. So f of t is e raised to negative at multiplied by e raised to negative j omega t dt. So nagbigay siyang condition for a is greater than 0. So ito yung condition. Therefore, ang kukunin mong limit for integrals is magsisimula ka sa 0 daw, then up to the positive infinity. Kasi kukunin mo lang is yung transformation where a is greater than 0. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng number na greater than 0. So that is from 0 to positive infinity. Okay, so what's next? So next dito, okay. So we're going to simplify yung ating integral. So we have e negative at multiplied by e raised to negative j omega t. So kung natatandaan nyo sa rules ng exponents, okay, pag meron tayong the same base, anong gagawin? Pag meron tayong the same base, tapos pinag-multiply mo yung dalawa na yon, according sa rule of exponents, ano mangyayari?
Sasamahin po, addition.
Paano pagsasamahin? Pakilinaw yung pagsasamahin. Anong gagawin? Oh yeah. Anyone?
Sir, yun po ba yung sa addition? Sasamahin po.
Okay, tama. So pag meron kang the same base, ang gagawin mo is you will take yung base, then you will add the exponents. So mangyayari niyan, so we have e negative a t plus gawin ko na lang kunin ko na lang yung negative, ilabas ko. So, pwede ko siyang gawing at plus j omega t. D. N. Okay? After that, so, sa ating integral na to, okay, ang ating variable is time. So, kasi we are talking about function of time. So, ilalabas ko lang yung t, that is our variable. So we have e negative a plus j omega multiplied by t d t. Okay, since ang variable natin is t, okay, any other variable dito or symbol is considered as constant. Okay, ano nga ba yung integral ng e raised to negative a quantity a plus j omega t? So, kung tatandaan nyo pa, yung integral nyo, so mag-let tayo. Kung hindi nyo kayang shortcut, kasi may shortcut naman yan, so isa-isahin na lang muna natin. So, mag-let tayo, u is equal to negative a plus j omega t. Therefore, ang du nito, since we're talking t as our variable, so any other variable is considered constant. So, ito is negative a plus j omega dt. Therefore, our dt is dt is du over negative a plus j omega. And let's substitute. Okay, so we have here, so 1 over square root of 2 pi from 0 to infinity. Okay, so e, so na-let u natin yung negative a plus j omega, that is u. Yung dt natin is du over negative a plus j omega. Then we have here, sabi ko nga, constant na yung a plus j omega, pwede ko siyang ilabas ng integral sign, okay, multiplied by 1 over negative a plus j omega. So we have here 0 to infinity of e u d u. So alam naman natin, integral of eu is same pa rin. So 1 over square root of 2 pi multiplied by 1 over negative a plus j omega e u. Okay. From 0 to infinity. Then ibalik natin yung original variable na t. So we have e negative a plus j omega times t from 0 to infinity. So let's evaluate from 0 to infinity. So we have here, so 1 over 2 pi multiplied by negative So E, negative A plus j omega multiplied by infinity minus 1 over 2 pi square root. So 1 over negative A plus j omega multiplied by E, negative A plus j omega multiplied by 0. Okay, so evaluate nyo. So, ilang equivalent nito? How can you evaluate E raised to negative quantity A plus j omega multiplied by infinity? Ha? Paano yung evaluate yan? So, let's say E, negative A plus j omega times infinity. So, let's evaluate. Infinity, so we are, sabi ko nga, constant to. Infinity times constant. So, negative constant times infinity, that will be negative infinity. So, E raised to negative infinity is ilan? Ha? Ilan to? Properties of infinity. Ilan to? E raised to negative infinity, ilan? Anyone? Sino pwedeng sumagot?
Sir, infinity din po.
Ha?
Infinity din po.
Infinity din? Sure ka? Okay, tingnan natin ha. Pag meron kang negative exponent, ano ibig sabihin nun? Pag meron kang negative exponent, ano ibig sabihin nun? Kunyari, 2 raised to negative 1. Pwede mo siyang gawing ano?
Inverse po na.
1 over 2. Okay, reciprocal. Okay. Ibig sabihin nito, 1 over e raised to infinity. O kapag yung e ni-raise mo sa infinity, so any number pag ni-raise mo sa infinity, ilan? Any number pag ni-raise mo sa infinity, that will be?
Wala ka ba?
Ano? Uy. Isang number ni-raise mo sa napakalaking number or infinity, ilan magiging L siya? Magiging? Uy, ano? Magiging ano?
Sir, zero po ba?
Zero ba? Ito muna, e raised to infinity. Any number or any constant, pag ni-raise mo sa infinity, that will become? Okay, infinity rin. Okay. Therefore, pag yung isang number, minultiply mo ng napakalaking number or infinity, it will approach to ilan? Kunyari 1, divide mo ng 9999999. Ano yung magiging value nun? It will approach to, ano?
Zero.
Okay, it will approach to 0. So therefore, ito ay 0. So ito naman, evaluate nyo to. E raised to negative a plus j omega multiplied by 0. So therefore, magiging 0 tong exponent. So e raised to 0, that will be 1. So therefore, ang matitira na lang dyan is 1. 1 over square root of 2 pi. Ay, negative, that will become positive multiplied by 1. Kasi ito, 1 na to. 1 over a plus j omega. Okay, or pwede mo siyang gawin. Pagsamahin mo na lang yan. So 1 over square root of 2 pi a plus j omega. So that will be the Fourier transform of our function, of our given function. And, sundan nyo ba?
Sundan naman po.
Sundan po.
Okay, sundan naman ha. Okay, so okay yan. Okay tayo dyan. Pag binigay sa iyo yung mismong function. Let's try another example. Pag binigay naman sa iyo yung waveform, how can you determine yung Fourier transform ng isang given waveform? So waveform yung binigay sa iyo. Ito. Di ba nga nung nakaraan, yung sa ramp function, sa unit step function, we have studied kung paano gagawan to ng function, di ba? Signal construction. Okay, paano gagawin ito ng function? Ano yung function involved dito? So first, hanapin muna natin yung function nito para alam natin yung magiging Fourier transform niya. So pag ganito yung function, ang mangyayari niyan, hanapin natin yung piecewise function na tinatawag. Ibig sabihin, yung piecewise is merong breakdown yung function mo, okay, for certain range of independent variable, or merong certain value yung function for different ranges of values of time, kasi we are talking about here time function f of t. So how can we determine yung function na to? So f of t muna. So hanapin muna natin yung f of t. F of t. Kayo nga, paano nyo gagawin ito ng piecewise function? Right. Sinong pwede? Ano ba nakita yung values dito ng f of t? Sa function, ano yung nakita yung values ng f of t? Dalawa lang nakikita ko kasi yung values dyan ng f of t. Ano yung mga yon? Ano yung values ng f of t nakita natin dito? Ano yung So pag i-analyze nyo waveform, ano yung nakikita nyong values ng f of t? Ako kasi, dalawa lang yung nakikita kong values ng f of t dyan. So ano yung mga yon?
Negative 2 at saka positive 2 po.
Negative 2? Positive 2? So yung sinabi mo is yun yung values ng independent variable, which is time. So ang tinatanong ko is f of t or the dependent variable. Tignan nyo, when t is negative 3, ano yung value? When t is negative 2, ano yung value? When t is 1, ano yung value? So on so forth. So dito sa waveform, dalawa lang yung f of t yung value na nakikita ko. Ano yung mga yon? Binigyan ko na kayo ng clue, ha? Okay, 1 and 0. So ito siya, yung 1, then 0. 1 and 0 lang siya.
Ano mga din mo ko ng money hands.
Okay, 1 and 0. Okay, therefore, 1, tsaka 0. Okay, 1 and 0. So, kailan siya 1? Kailan siya 0? So, let's umpisa natin sa 1. Kailan siya 1? Kailan siya 1? From tuwing ano? Kailan siya 1? Between negative 2 up to 2. So, therefore, you have negative 2, okay, hanggang 2. Yan, ibig sabihin, from the range ng negative 2 up to 2, ang value ng function mo is 1. Okay? Next. Saan ka naman magsisiro? Sa waveform mo. Magsisiro ka sa, yung mga natinang values. Therefore, pwede mo isulat. Otherwise, ibig sabihin, lahat ng value pera kay negative 2 at 2, so beyond that range is 0 na value. Kung gusto mo, gamitan mo lang greater than, less than, so pwede rin naman ganito. So 0, 1, 0, pwede rin from negative infinity to 2, negative 2, then negative 2 to positive 2, then from positive 2 to in positive infinity. So pwede rin ganito, or kung gusto ma-shorthand, ganito na lang. Okay? So ayan. So next, let's determine yung Fourier transform. So using our theorem 1 over 2 pi from, okay, kung ito yung gagamitin ko, okay, so gagawin ko dito lahat. Gagawin ko to lahat ng Fourier transform with the given integral. Okay, Given integral. So, pwede ko siyang gawin, negative 8 to negative 2. So, 0 dt. Kasi ang f of t dito is 0 plus 1 over square root ng 2 pi from negative 2 to 2. Ay, sorry. Kulang dito. 0 times e negative j omega t dt. Next, we have 1 times e negative j omega t dt plus 1 over square root ng 2 pi from 2 to positive infinity 0 e negative j omega t dt. Okay? So, yan. So, alam naman, 0 na to kasi 0 to. 0 na to. So, cancel, pwede siyang i-cancel out. So, para shortcut, kung ito yung gagamitin nyo, kung 0 naman yung kabilang function, okay, yun na lang may value, yung gagamitin nyo. So, ganoon lang din yung magiging resulta. So, ito na siya. So we have 1 over square root ng 2 pi integral from negative 2 to positive 2 of e negative j omega t dt. So, ganoon na siya. That. So, shorthand po na lang ha. Shortcut po na siya. Hindi na ako mag-let kung paano ko ipapakita i-let ko. Alam naman yun na paano gawin yun. So, 1 over square root ng 2 pi multiplied by 1 over negative j omega, okay, e negative j omega t from negative 2 to positive 2. And next we have 1 over 2 pi 1 over negative j omega multiplied by e negative j omega times 2 minus 1 over 2 pi multiplied by 1 over negative j omega e negative j omega negative 2. Yan. So, since common naman tong 1 over square root of 2 pi tsaka 1 over negative j omega, pwede ko siyang pwede ko siyang i-factor out. Okay? So, 1 over 2 pi square root times negative j omega multiplied by e negative j2 omega minus e negative 2 negative that will become positive j2 omega. Okay. Ayan. So, dito, okay. Okay, so para natin ito isi-simplify, e negative j2 omega tas j2 omega. Paano? Okay. Kung tatandaan nyo, yung sa format ng complex numbers, di ba may iba't ibang format yon? So, ito siya. So, tandaan nyo to, di ba? Yung trigonometric form ng complex number is cosine theta plus j sin theta. Then, yung exponential form is equal to e j theta. So, yan. So, therefore, kung pareho silang form ng complex number, so e j theta is equal to cosine theta plus j sin theta. Then, from that equation, okay, from that equality, so we can now mahanap natin yung iba pa equality regarding sin theta and cosine theta with respect to complex exponential form. That is sin theta is equal to e j theta minus e negative j theta over j over 2. Then cosine theta is equal to e j theta plus e negative j theta over j 2. Okay. So paano yung gagawin natin dito? Paano natin masisimplify using that identity? Ayan. Paano natin magagawa? Paano natin magagawa yan? Using that identity. Paano natin gagawin? So dito, kailangan dito magkaroon ng ano. So kung mapapansin nyo, E negative J theta. So ang kamukha niya ay sa sign kasi sign is minus. Okay? Sign kasi minus is sign. So pero ang nauuna dito is negative J. Ang huli doon is negative J. So makikita nyo, meron tayong negative dito. Pwede kong kunin yung negative, i-distribute ko dito. Ang magiging itsura niyan, so magiging positive to. So pag distribute ko yung negative, that will become, okay, so ito magiging positive, ito magiging negative. So that will become E J2 omega minus E negative J2 omega. Ayan. So ayan. Okay na. But meron siyang denominator na J2. Okay. Paano siya magkakaroon? Dapat ang denominator mo is twice nung tawag ito, imaginary. So therefore, kung ang imaginary dito is J2, dapat meron dito J4. Okay? So para mangyari yan, so mag-multiply ka ng J4 sa numerator din. Kasi pareho lang naman sila. So, pwede mo siya i-cancel out. 1 lang, parang nag-multiply ka lang ng 1. Okay, so ang mangyayari dito, ano mangyayari? So, pwede yung J4, ilagay ko dito. So, J4. So, square root of 2 pi J omega. Eto, okay, pwede natin to i-simplify as, sin 2 omega. Kasi, ba't sin 2 omega? Kasi, iba dito, sin theta. So, yung omega natin is considered as theta. So, ibig sabihin, so double yung J mo dito. So, ibig sabihin, may double din yung angle mo doon. So, we have here sin 2 omega. Then, simplify natin to. Pwede natin to i-cancel out si J. So, we have 4 over square root of 2 pi times omega multiplied by sin 2 omega. Then, let's simplify pa. Okay? Paano pa siya i-simplify? I-rationalize natin. Okay? So, okay. Tama. So, tingnan, check ko lang. 2, okay. 2. Okay. Then, so let's try rationalizing yung ating denominator. Okay, so gagawin ko dyan 4 square root of 2 pi. So, iwalay ko lang to sin 2 omega over omega. So parang to i-rationalize. So check ko lang kung may nakaligtaan tayo dito. So okay naman siya 2 pi. Okay. 1, okay, tama naman. 2, okay, 2. Okay, okay. Okay, so yan. Let's rationalize. So multiply ko both sides ng square root ng 2. square root of 2 over square root ng 2. So, mangyari niyan, so equals to, so we have 4 square root of 2 over 2 over square root ng 5. Sundan ba? So, 4 times square root of 2, 4 square root of 2. So, square root of 2 pi times square root of 2, that will become square root of 4 pi. So, pwede ko ilabas yung square root ng 4, that is 2. Okay? Times sine 2 omega over omega. So, 4 over 2, that is 2. Square root ng 2 over square root ng pi times sine 2 omega over omega. Wait lang. J omega tama. J. 2 sine theta. 2 theta. Sorry. Okay. So may edit lang ako. Okay, kaya pala. So dito, okay. So that J2 lalagay natin dito. So explain ko lang siya. Dito kasi ang magkasama dito is yung omega then yung 2. Kasi twice nung angle. So we're talking about angle. So pag angle kasi sa dito, pag angle yung sa isang trigonometric function, okay? So nasa loob siya ng trigonometric function. So for example, sine 2 omega, okay? J sine 2 omega. So ang magkasama yung 2 omega. Ibig sabihin nasa loob siya ng trigonometric function, isa siyang angle. So hindi mo siya pwedeng paghiwalayin. So since magkasama dito is J2 omega, yung 2 times omega, okay? So ang kulang lang pala dito is J2. Okay, yung twice ng J. Kasi pag for example, pag ang nakalagay naman dito is ang 2 is nakalagay doon sa may imaginary, so kailangan yung 4 ang lalagay natin. So since magkasama dito is yung 2 tsaka yung omega which is yung as one angle siya, so J2 na lang yan. So kaya pala siya. Yeah. So ganun lang din siya. So ilang yung nabago. So cancel out to. So ayan. Therefore, yung omega, function ng omega or the Fourier transform ng given na yung given waveform na to, kasi dito ko na ilagay. So therefore, yung given na waveform na to, ang Fourier transform niya or in terms of complex frequency is square root of 2 over pi multiplied by sine 2 omega over omega. So papansin nyo, okay, ang variable natin is, dapat ang sagot nyo sa variable is omega. Omega or, omega is a function of time. Okay, function of frequency. Kasi 2 pi, kasi sabi ko kanina, 2 pi f yan. Okay, so therefore, when we are breaking down or representing yung alternate components nitong waveform na to, that is function of time, function of frequency, f of omega is equal to square root of 2 pi multiplied by sine 2 omega over omega. Yeah. So, yun na bago dito. Medyo namali dito. Yung pag-multiply ng J2. Okay? So, titandaan nyo, mahalaga to kasi madalas nyo magagamit to, yung identity ng trigonometric, complex trigonometric format, tsaka yung exponential na complex form, okay, yung identity nila. So, magagamit nyo dito kasi, so madalas sa Fourier transform, ang ginagawa natin is breakdown natin into component origin function na in terms of sine and cosine. So since pare-pareho tayong pinag-uusapan natin dito is complex function ng time, then we are resulting into complex function ng frequency or omega. So kailangan alam nyo yung identity from exponential form ng complex number to trigonometric form. Okay, para ma-represent mo siya in terms of sine or cosine kung kinakailangan. Yan. Ayan. That is Fourier transform. So may tanong ba? So tandaan nyo lang, itong identity na to, then tsaka yung main theorem niya. Okay? Yung pinaka-integral formula. So may question? Question ba?
Wala naman po, sir. So far naman po. Wala naman.
Wala kayo ah. Then sa Friday tayo mag-class ng electronics. Okay. So, wala naman kayong tanong dito. Ang gagawin ko na lang, since malapit na tayo mag-exam, so sabi ko, ang gagawin ko is, yung midterm at final exam is minsan na lang, sa final na. Then yung quizzes nyo for midterms and finals, minsan na rin. So, gagawin natin lahat yun in the exam week. For exam week, asahan nyo sa exam week, tad kayo ng quiz doon and exams for that week. So, pagsasamay na kasi natin.
Sir,
Okay.
pag susunodin niyo po ng araw, maligal na lang po.
Depende kung saan kayo mas masaya. Basta doon sa week na yon, schedule naman natin na maayos.
Okay po, sir. Thank you po.
Kung wala nang tanong, let's check your attendance. Open na.